Hey, boys and girls, I just love that video. Great stories and writers lead to changes in their character. Most stories contain a lesson that the main characters learn and grow from. Characters often change, grow, and learn lessons as a result of the events and conflicts within the story. If I think about what I learned from the video and just what I just read, that tells me Franny Block is a great storyteller. I love in the video how they used Gru. He's a great example. In the beginning of the story, he doesn't really want the three little girls. He only adopts the girls to use them in his plan as a villain. But lessons throughout the story and events started to affect him. And in the end, he finds out that he actually loves the girls and wants them to stay. It just didn't happen overnight. Things happened to Gru to change his mind and change how he felt as a person. And the same thing happened with Littimus Block in Franny Block's story. Now, the difference is we know what changed Littimus Block. Tell me. Yes, the war. The war changed Littimus Block. What I want you to focus on as a good reader and a good writer is in the beginning of the war. How would you describe Littimus? What character trait best describes him? Read those first 2 pages in chapter 16, and that will help you find how you would describe Littimus in the beginning of the war. But is he the same person at the end of the war? Read the rest of the chapter to find out. Would you describe him in the same way? He started the war as a boy. He left the war as a man. So physically, yes, he changed. But did he emotionally? Can you say he was the same person? Would you describe him in the same way from the beginning to the end? Only you can answer that by using text evidence from chapter 16. And you are going to be answering that. The last question in your exit slip. Characters change as events happen in the story. How did Littimus Block change from the beginning of the war to the end of the war? Use text evidence to support your answer. This is not just going to be a one-sentence answer. You can't just say, Littimus Block was great in the beginning of the war and not great at the end of the war. That tells me nothing. This CRQ, or short answer, is almost 2 restates because you're describing Littimus in the beginning of the war, but you're also describing him at the end of the war. And you can't just say a character trait. You have to support your answer with text from the book, from that chapter. And then you have to show how that support is connected to your answer. You have to make sure your answer flows and it makes sense. And I really can't wait to read these answers. I hope you really put some thought into it, as much thought as Franny Block did when she was telling the story. Can't wait to read them.